Coin.
Hey there, YouTube coin community. It's Dustin with CoinOp, and today we are going to take a look at 5 early cent double dies that are highly sought after. So let's dive right on in. Okay, we are going to start this video off at NGC's Variety Plus, just so that we could get a good look at the varieties that I want to show you in this video. So we are going to start with small cents. So we're going to go to the cents in Variety Plus. And we're not going to start with the Flying Eagles. We're going to start with the Indian head cents. I'm only going to show you 2 Indian head cents in here. Now keep in mind, I want to show you some of the most sought after double dies, some of the strongest and most desirable double dies. So we're going to scroll down to a 1965 double die reverse. Right here, 1965 double die reverse. This is on the fancy 5. So when you were looking at the obverse, you want to make sure you have the fancy 5. Then turn it over, take a look at the reverse. Now this one's listed as FS 1801, which is its older number, or otherwise known as a Snow 2. If you collect snow varieties, which are the variety names for the Indian head cent varieties, this would be listed as a Snow 2. Take a look at this guy. And if you take a look, you can see very strong doubling on the shield and on cent. You can also see it on the right side of the wreath. Very strong on cent. So we are going to go over to Heritage and take a look at one of them. There's one right here. This one sold for $4,887. Let's take a look at the reverse of it. And there you go. There's some very strong doubling, all on the word 1 cent. It's very strong right in the center. Very strong along the wreath on the right side. And it is very strong up on the shield. Now, if you are lucky enough to find one of those, according to PCGS, this is a beautiful example on PCGS. According to PCGS, examples of these start out in about a fine 12, about 250 bucks. This is for circulated ones, and up to about 925 for an AU example, with uncirculated examples trading for around $1,400 and all the way up to $2,700, even though they list 2 examples that sold well over $4,000 in this grade. So you can figure between 250 bucks for an uncirculated low-grade example to a nice high-grade circulated example at about $2,750. Okay, we are going to move on. Next, with the Indian head cents, we are going to take a look at one of my all-time favorite double dies. I absolutely am obsessed with this double die. This is the 1873 double die adverse. Now, this is on the closed 3. This one is listed as FS 101. Now, if you look, there is a more minor double die listed as FS 102 for the 1873. But we are going to focus on the FS 101, the really strong one, where doubling is very, very strong in the headband, on the eye, up in the feathers, down on the nose, the mouth. This is a very, very strong double die. We're going to go take a look at one of those right over here in Heritage. I have one pulled up. Now, this example that we're about to take a look at is graded by PCGS, was graded MS65 red-brown. That's what the RB stands for. It stands for red-brown. And this one sold for $57,500. Very, very beautiful coin by PCGS, graded by PCGS. Well, they have a video of it. But let's take a real good look at this one. You should be able to zoom in real nicely here. If you take a look on the headband, you can see very, very strong doubling. Let me try to adjust the brightness just a little bit. Turn it down. You see very strong doubling up in the headband. You can see it on her eye. You can see it on Lady Liberty's mouth, chin, and nose. If you take a look, the D is also broken. You can see very, very strong doubling up in the feathers. You can even see splits on some, but the stalks of the feathers are much thicker than they should be. It's a very strong, very beautiful double die. Now this one does not really show the die crack, but typically there is a die crack that runs through the date. This is an early example. Very beautiful double die. Now PCGS puts a value on this extremely beautiful double die. That's a gorgeous example. Now, PCGS puts a value on this beautiful double die in a very low grade. Let's just say a G4 in a good 4. It starts out at around $200 and goes all the way up to, in an AU example, about $3,900. Uncirculated, however, they start out at around $8,000 and they can trade upwards for huge amounts of money. PCGS lists them up to about $16,000. Now this is just for the double Liberty. Let's take a look at the red brown. Let's see what the values are on some of those. So this has them all the way up to $60,000. This is for a red brown example of this. And we can also take a look, I believe, at a red example. Upwards of $55,000 for a red example. Oh, PCGS is a very beautiful diagram right here to show it. There you go. That is my all-time favorite double die of verse. I'm obsessed with this double die. I just think it's quite amazing. It's very unique to me. But we are going to move on. Now we are going to move on to small cents. We are going to start this by taking a look at a very sought-after double die. People love the 1917 double die of verse. They love it so much that PCGS gave it its own listing. You don't have to click on the date and take a look at the varieties. It has its own listing. And if you take a look in very low grade in a G4, they start out at about $7,500, go up to about $1,300, $1,500. Uncirculated examples, they start out at around $3,750, and they can trade all the way up to $135,000 for a really nice, super high-grade example. So we're going to take a look at one over on Heritage Coin Auctions. I love using Heritage Coin Auctions auction archives. If you make a profile on Heritage, you can use all of their resources. You can go and research their auction archives. Now, I love using this because it comes up with these beautiful pictures. It has what it showed for. If the seller wants to, if the buyer who originally purchased the coin wants to resell it, it'll even have where you can make an offer on the coin. But the thing that I really love is not only do they show you these great pictures, but if you click on one of them, you can zoom in really far on a lot of these. I mean, just insanely far to the point you can barely see it. And I absolutely love that. It makes it very easy when taking a look at varieties. Now, this is a 1917 double die of verse. Now, when you are taking a look at this, doubling on the 1917 is very strong on the date and very strong in We Trust. Much weaker in God. You can barely see it in you can barely see it at all over on Liberty. So it is much stronger on the right side of the coin. So let me zoom back in on this. If you look at the date, you can see nice line separation on the 9. You can see it on the 7, on the bottom of the 1. You can see a split on the bottom of that one. You can see the split same at the top. Very strong double die. We're going to come on up and take a look at Trust. If you look at Trust, you can see clear separation of the letters. You can see splits on the ends of the E and We. You can see line separation on the W. But once you get over to the word God, it begins to get a lot weaker. You can still see it. It's just a lot weaker. And by the time you come over to the word In, it's next to non-existent. You can still see it a little bit on the end. But on a low-grade example, you're not going to see it at all on that. And if you take a look at Liberty, very difficult to tell it would be a double die just by looking at that. So there you go. There is a very beautiful 1917 double die. As I said before, PCGS does list values for this, and they go all the way up to $135,000. That is just a mind-blowing amount of money. We are going to move on to a 1936 doubled die obverse. Now with 1936, there are 3 main double dies. Let me just click on the date here so we can see that. There's the Type 1 that you're seeing down here. That's the most popular, most sought after. There's a Type 2 and a Type 3. With Type 2, it is most obvious on the date. Type 3 is very similar to the Type 1, but we are going to take a look at the Type 1 right now. Now, PCGS does list values right on their price guide of the 1936 double die obverse Type 1. And in a very low grade, in a G4, they start out at about $50, and they go upwards into a couple $100 for circulated examples. Uncirculated, they start out at about $600, and they can trade all the way upwards to $45,000 for a very nice, beautiful example. Again, we are going to come over here to Heritage Coin Auctions, and I have one pulled up. Now, this example that we are looking at sold for $12,650. $12,650. And it is a very sharp 1936 double die obverse Type 1. Oh, there's the reverse of it. And here you go. It even has its green CAC sticker. PCGS holder, PCGS graded. So let's zoom in on this. If you were taking a look at this one on the date, you can clearly see very strong doubling, very strong spread, very strong doubling. We're going to come on up, take a look at trust. Again, just look at the spread on this. Look at that R and the T. That R is just amazing. You can see it right here in the U. You can see it on the S. On the T, that R is just amazing. I love finding these. I have found a few examples of these while coin searching wheat cents. They are out there. You can find these. So doubling on this one can be seen all the way around the coin. Very strong on Liberty. Just a great, beautiful double die. And this is one that when you're searching and you've gotten used to looking at the dates of these coins, when you come across one of these, you can basically see this one with the naked eye. It's a great double die. All right, last for this video, we're going to look at a very strong double die that is very rare. I've got the pleasure of seeing one of these 2 examples actually sell in auction. We are going to take a look at the 1958 double die obverse. This is a very, very strong double die. There's only, I believe, 2 or 3 examples of these. Let's take a look at these census here. I believe there's only 2 examples. Yes, there's only 2 examples of these. Nope, 3. I'm sorry, there's 3 examples. 2 of them are graded MS64. One of them is in an MS65. Now, this one that's listed right here, I got the pleasure of being at this Stacks and Bowers auction, and I got to see this puppy right here sell in auction for $336,000. I did make a video about it, but this is just a super rare double die. As I said, there's only 3 examples, and it is very strong. So we're going to zoom in and take a look at this 1958 double die obverse. You can already see it without me zooming in more. We're going to zoom in real nice. But if you take a look at Liberty, you can see very clear line separation and splits. If you look up at In God We Trust, it is extremely strong. Look at God, that is just really cool. What an amazing double die. Whoever was the person who bought this, you are a very lucky individual, in my opinion. This is a $336,000 double die that we were just looking at. Well, there you go. There are 5 very sought after, very beautiful double dies. Now, some of these you can still find with the Indian Head Cents if you buy up Indian Head Cents, or you go to coin shops and do some cherry picking. Well, I would definitely look for these. I have found some of these varieties. I personally own 3 examples of an 1873 double die obverse Indian head cent. 2 of them are extremely low grade. One of them is nice grade, but it is a details grade. However, I still do own 3 of these. You can find these. You can cherry pick these from coin shops. With the wheat cents, if you buy up wheat cents, search them. You can still buy rolls of 1936 uncirculated or rolls of 1917 uncirculated, and you can search them. If you just buy regular wheat cents, circulated wheat cents, these varieties still carry enough money that makes it worthwhile to search for. So there you go. I did use Heritage Coin Auctions. If you have never been to Heritage Coin Auctions website, it is free to sign up, making a profile over there, but it is a great website. Their resources, their research auction archives is just fantastic. You get to just search through some really amazing coins. Like here, I just pulled up a 1913 Liberty V nickel that sold for over $3 million. How cool is that? And you can zoom in and see stuff in fine detail. So there you go. All right, everybody, just a heads up. The 37th Annual Greater Cincinnati Numismatic Exposition will be held Friday, July 17th and Saturday, July 18th from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Now, they are running an early bird special Thursday, July 16th from 3 to 7 for $40. It's an excellent price. Now, that is at the Sharonville Convention Center, so if you'd like to meet CoinOp, you want to go out to a coin show, this would be an excellent opportunity. We will be there. Robert Lawson, Florida, myself, we will be out there. So make your reservations now. Start booking Friday, July 17th and Saturday, July 18th, the 37th Annual Greater Cincinnati Numismatic Exposition. Well, everyone, there you go. Definitely hope you enjoyed this video. Definitely hope you enjoyed seeing some of those beautiful, highly sought after double dies. If you did enjoy this video, do us a huge favor. Hit that thumbs up button and leave us a comment. We will respond. What was your favorite double die that you got to see in there? My absolute favorite is that 1873 Double Liberty Indian head cent. If you are not yet subscribed to our channel, click on that subscribe button. And while you are at it, click on the notification bell. That way you get notified immediately when we upload new content. Well, everyone, until next time, have fun.